Hey, Kayak Cliff here. We're in Florida and we're on the Suwannee River. We're at Suwannee River State Park, and I have Cliff. This is the other Cliff, and we're gonna make him a Kayak Cliff this weekend. This is my dad. He took me on so many cool things when I was growing up and adventures, and he's expressed an interest in wanting to go out and do some paddling and I said, well, I'm coming down to do the Suwannee Paddling Festival. And we're staying and we're glamping in a tent at the Suwannee River State Park, and we're with Paddle Florida, which is a group that puts together these really cool adventures. And my dad, we're gonna go on this, and we are paddling the Sea Eagle 473 RL. That is a tandem kayak, and we just put it into water to test it out to see what it's gonna be like. So, I don't know.
Great fun.
What'd you think?
Great fun. Great fun.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back to you after the intro, and we're going to take you on two different paddles over the next 2 days. One down the Withlacoochee, the northern Withlacoochee River that flows into the Suwannee, and the other one we're going to be coming down the Suwannee. So stay tuned. So when you go on one of these Paddle Florida events, they have like 6 or 7 events during the cooler times of the year in Florida, which is when you want to go. They do Keys, they do the Everglades, they do lots of rivers, they do the Suwannee River twice. And what thing I love about it is I love kayak camping. And a lot of times with Paddle Florida, you're doing trips where you're going to different campsites every night, going down a river for like 5 or 6 days. They'll shuttle all your gear for you, so you don't have to put it in the boat. You don't have to carry anything. And then when you're done paddling, they cook your food for you as well. So it's a great deal. And in the description box, I'll put Paddle Florida's website link. I found out about them on Facebook, and I saw a little ad for this trip, and I said, well, heck, this would be great. It's a big deal, and there's sometimes they're in cabins, most of the time they're camping, and this camp out is all camping right here. The other thing Paddle Florida arranges is each morning, if there's shuttling required, which usually there is, they shuttle your gear to the put-in spot, and sometimes they shuttle you back to the campsite, or sometimes you're ending at the campsite. And a lot of good gear here. A lot of people that are paddlers, and you can tell and get out and do these events quite a bit. Again, here are my Sea Eagle product boats. I got the RazorLite one person. That's the 393 RL, and I have the RazorLite 2-person tandem kayak, and that's the 473 RL. But here you can see all the other boats. Well, good morning. Florida Paddling provided an awesome breakfast, so we just had that, and some PBJs to bag up and take out on the water. And we signed up for there's an 8:30 launch, a 10 launch, 10 o'clock launch, and like an 11 o'clock launch. And again, they use the shuttles and they take you to to the drop-in point. And we're going up to a spring. I think it's Madison Gilchrist Springs. I may be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, I'll put in the lower thirds what it is. But they're dropping us in there, and I think it's a pretty sketchy launch from what I hear, and getting Dad in the boat's going to be a little challenge, so we'll see how it works. I'm praying for no tip overs today, but there might be some exciting content there coming up. But anyway, we're getting breakfast made. It's got about another hour till the shuttle picks us up, and we'll be ready to get out on the Withlacoochee today. Okay, we're carrying our kayaks down into Madison Blue Springs. This is where we're launching on the Withlacoochee. Check this out. This is a spring in front of you. And you walk down some stairs. You gotta carry your kayaks, walking down these stairs and down a narrow trail. And it's only a spot where you're gonna launch about one at a time. So I wouldn't say it's sketchy, it's kind of slow. But right out here, all the people in our group, we're just gonna mill around and wait for the whole group. That's Madison Blue Springs. Doesn't look real blue right now, but it's all in the way the light hits it. Big cave system down there, and right beyond there is the Withlacoochee. So let's continue on here. I haven't taken many at all. Okay, Gordon, you ready? You ready? There, 1, 2, 3. So we just launched about half mile ago, and we're heading down. And you know, once you get in the Withlacoochee, it's murky water. It's not as tannin as the Suwannee. It's more muddy, but pretty so far. This is a 12-mile float that we're heading down, and should be a beautiful day. There's low winds. Yesterday there were super high winds. Today there's light and variable winds. It's a sunny day. It's going to be beautiful. We packed a lunch. We'll stop somewhere and take a bite. So today, just like yesterday, we're in the 2 Sea Eagle RazorLite inflatables, touring kayaks. And my dad came down here to do camping and paddling with him these last couple days. This is his first time paddling. And at 83, this is a testament that anybody, today's his second time paddling, but him at 83, his first time paddling a kayak. We used to paddle canoes when we were younger, when I was younger, and we were younger. And this is his first time in it, and that's a testament to how well this kayak works. It's a 473 RL RazorLite. It's a tandem kayak. It's just shy of 16 feet. I think it's 15 and some change. Then Gordon, one of my buddies, he's in the 393 RL, which is the single person RazorLite, which you've seen that in tons of videos that I've done. That's got some miles on it. And 2 awesome kayaks for this purpose. And yeah, just excited to have you out here with us today. Hey, I'm here with Jonathan here, and yeah, he came up and watches the videos, and he said, hey, I'd like even to start a YouTube channel. I said, do it. I mean, if you got a passion out there, grab a GoPro, grab a camera, and tell the world about it. So awesome. Appreciate it. Where are you from, Jonathan?
Hey, from Brevard County.
Okay.
Port St. John.
Yeah, yep. Port St. John, another Florida boy.
Look for Yaks and Fins in a little bit.
Is that he's even got a name, Yaks and Fins.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Awesome meeting you, man.
Yeah,
thank you
awesome
so much.
meeting you too, Jonathan.
Yeah.
You just saw Jonathan, and Jonathan is from Florida, and he follows Kayak Cliff, and I'm so happy when people come up that watch the videos. I usually have stickers I can give you, so just come up to me. I'd love to talk. And well, Jonathan, he wants to do his own YouTube channel, and he already had that name for it, which is really cool. So you know, oftentimes all people need is a little push, and if you got a passion in life and you want to share it with the world, I can't recommend it anymore. So if you ever want to talk and get some pointers, do like Jonathan did, and go to my website, kayakcliff.com. My contact information is there, and you can contact me easily, and I'd love to chat. So I know some of you may be thinking, hey, Cliff did a video about 2 months ago on the Withlacoochee. Why is he on it again? Well, I'm not on it again because Florida actually has 2 Withlacoochees. The first one is the video that I did down south of here. The Withlacoochee flows from the green swamp north of Tampa all the way up to Dunnellon, and then it makes a west-hand turn and goes out to, I think the term's Yankeetown, out on the coast. And that one flows north. It's one of 2 rivers in Florida that flows north, the St. John being the other. But the Withlacoochee that we're on now comes down from North Georgia. It's the shorter river. It doesn't flow in, well, ultimately it flows into the Gulf, but it flows into the Suwannee River. And where we are camping at the Suwannee River State Park is the confluence of the Withlacoochee and the Suwannee coming together, and then continuing with the Suwannee out to the coast. But yeah, so my dad was like, he's like, why do we got 2 Withlacoochees in the same state? I'm thinking the same thing, you know. And they're spelled the same way. It's not like they're spelled differently. Okay, I've had probably 20 different kayaks, and every kayak after an hour and a half, I'm ready to stand up. And we just came up on a really nice beachy area, so we're getting out and stretch. It's even a shady spot. If you're older, getting into a kayak can be difficult, and here's an easy way, because when you're in a kayak, you're sitting at water level. So to bend your legs enough to do that, it's kind of difficult. So my dad's gonna demonstrate for us. Find out you get about shin deep, knee deep, and then when you sit down, it's like sitting in a chair because you're not bending any more than 90 degrees. So you wanna hold it back. We're gonna hold the front and the back, the bow and the stern, and then I got a little hiking stick for him to give him some leverage on his arms.
Oh, handicap.
Hold on, let me get That's how it's done.
Everything wonderful.
All right. There you go.
Water that's a little rougher here, maybe a shoal up here. Nothing too bad. Kind of fun. I'm going to turn around and film Cliff and his dad coming through. Not too bad, right?
Nothing. Is that the Shoals?
Is this the one they were talking about?
I don't know. That was.
There's 2.
It must be a second one because that wasn't too much.
Yeeks. It was nothing.
All that nervousness about nothing.
Is that the one? That was nothing, right?
That was 2 sets until we rammed you. Here, lift up your paddles.
This river is just beautiful. I love all the trees that are hanging over the river. I would say about a third, maybe 25% of this trip has been in the shade, which is really nice in Florida in the sun.
Hey, when you're out and you see some garbage on the shoreline, here's my logo, Pick and Paddle. I got stickers, they're different colors, but I got stickers on my website for sale if you want to display them on your kayak. But when you're out there, if you see some trash on the shoreline or floating in the middle of the water, try to fill up a garbage bag and throw it away when you get back to shore, or just toss them in the back of your kayak, whatever, where you pick up 1 piece or 100 pieces. Just makes the environment better for everybody to enjoy.
Down a little shoal here. Just a couple bumps. That was fun. Come on, don't hit me. Oh. Paddles up. Paddles up. Paddles up.
Cross paddles.
Cliff, how did the 473 RL handle the rapid?
Absolutely awesome. Just keep it pointed straight, and the RazorLites do a fine job. And we went through the last of the shoals, and all that was some shallower areas, not too shallow, but some shallower areas with fast-moving current. And all you do is keep the boat pointed in a straight direction. Don't get sideways, don't bump into anybody, and it handles perfectly, as you can see with us. But we're about 1:30 in the hour. We're about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's starting to heat up, so we're hitting the shoreline more to get in the shade. Okay, we're gonna go to the right here. Okay, so we're nearing the end of the Withlacoochee, which originated up in Georgia, but it's finally going to terminate into the Suwannee. And once you hit the Suwannee, you got to, if you want to get back to Suwannee River State Park, you need to turn left. I don't know what direction that is, but you need to turn left, and you're going to paddle upstream. Yeah, not much, like a 1/4 mile, 1/8 of a mile, and there's a boat ramp on your right. Right. So we got a little spring in here, right before the end of the Withlacoochee.
Cliff and his dad.
The rope swing here.
They have a rope swing.
I don't think that'd be too sturdy of a rope swing right there.
And this is a spring with water coming out. This is a natural spring with water coming out of the earth. Temperature is 72 degrees year round. Cliff, how did the RazorLite perform?
Great, handled all of our obstacles that we had to go through flawlessly. Worked out awesome. Look at who's in there. Wow, clear one.
Whoa, that's cold.
Oh my goodness, that's cold.
Go.
Hold on tight. Swim fast, swim fast. Go. Yeah.
Okay, up here's the confluence going into the Suwannee, and we're going to turn left. And then again, and then it's only a couple hundred yards, 1/8 of a mile or something like that to the park. So we're back at camp now, and let me ask Dad here. Dad, what would you say to 70 and 80 somethings that never been kayaking, like to get out in a tandem and maybe do some kayaking?
Go for it. I mean, I swim 4 miles a week. I'm 83 years old, and I think I held my own fairly well today.
Yeah,
So,
sure did.
You guys come on and go for it. Have fun kayaking.
Pretty colorful right here now. Look at all those colors. I always think that looks so cool. Okay, we just pushed off. We're waiting for everybody to get in, then we have a group start. Yeah, you're good for paddle. You don't need to paddle right now.
Just had to write them down and say them out loud. I feel so lucky that God gave me you. Lift up everyone around. Can't believe what I found. But knowing, will you take my hand? Just smile and say, catch me if you can.
Doing great.
I wanna take the longest trail with you, the one that starts right when we say I do. From Mary Hall to Brianna Drive to Grand Moraine up the mountainside, we'll keep chasing this, our love so true. Forever only running after you.
This is the one thing I love about the Suwannee. A lot of rivers, it's just marshy shorelines, and Suwannee River has tons and tons of beachy shorelines that are just white sandy beaches. This one had quite a bit, and you know, you can go up here and pitch a tent in some of them. They're great to pull off and grab lunch, sit under a tree, strip down and go swimming too. So this is one of the things that's really cool and kind of unique about the Suwannee. There's other rivers in Florida that have this, but not all of them do. Boy, look at this old oak tree hanging over the banks. Absolutely beautiful. Just don't fall on me when I go underneath you. All the Spanish moss hanging from it, blowing in the wind, is really cool looking. There you can see it behind us. Stopping here for a little shore lunch. PB&J for both of us, and some cheese crackers, peanut butter and jelly here. And my dad hadn't seen cheese crackers in a long time. He was excited about that.
Hello, my name's Gordon, and I'm out kayaking this weekend with Cliff and his dad. And Cliff lent me one of these Shelta hats. Man, I love this hat. It has a really rigid brim that that stays rigid in the wind. It floats. Earlier in the day it was windy and I didn't have the chin strap on, and it blew off my head, fell in the water, and I was able to recover it very quickly and easily. And I've had other hats that once they went in the water, they were gone. And lastly, this hat has this mesh in the top. This mesh is, man, it just breathes really well. It's not as hot as other hats I've worn. I love this Shelta hat. I think I need to get one for myself. Paddling today with Cliff has been awesome. And I gotta tell you, I think it's really cool because he's paddling with his dad. And his dad is 83 years young. And they're having a great time. Haven't seen them even come close to being unstable in this Sea Eagle kayak. And what could be better than a day on the water paddling with your 83-year-old father? Great father-son time. I love that. No excuses for anybody. Get out and paddle. Have fun. Get out in nature.
Okay, they say we got about another couple bends and we're there at the state park. So this has been an 8-mile day and we're going to come up to the boat launch and get our kayaks back up to the campsite. Hey, Gordon was pointing this out to me, and I've mentioned this in some other videos, is one of the cool things about this river is all the vegetation, trees all over the shorelines. And what that means is you're always in the shade if you want to be, depending on what side of the shoreline and what position the sun is. And that's nice. Right now we're in March, end of March, beginning of April, and it's still nice and cool up here in Florida, but that's not the case in the summer. So it's gives you some nice cool shade to get in when you're out here adventuring. Well, that's a wrap. 2 days in Suwannee River State Park with my dad, and that was awesome. We just finished 20 miles of paddling. So hey, thanks for coming along with me. The products that I use, the boats, the Shelta products, the Shelta sun hat, which is the best sun hat, everything that I use is on my website at kayakcliff.com. There's links for them, or in the description box for this video. Click on them. Your support of those products, which are products that I wholeheartedly use, believe in, and promote, your support of those products gets me a little back to help support and fund this channel and the adventures that we go on. So thank you so much for your support. But anyway, thanks for coming along with me on this video. God's blessings to you and your families, and safe adventuring out there in 2023. Kayak Cliff out.